When Mother Nature can't deliver, the Whistler Blackcomb snowmaking team steps into high gear. We tag along to see how it works. Then it's off to Squamish for training with the firefighters. Plus, we learn how one Whistlerite overcame a family tragedy, and sharing it with you is all part of it. Stay with us. That's on this episode of Go Sea to Sky. Welcome to Go Sea to Sky. I'm your host, Heather Butts, in beautiful Whistler Village. Susan Okie Baker is your traditional Whistlerite. She has a love for the outdoors and a great sense of adventure. She has climbed some of the highest peaks and has skied all over the world. But her greatest challenge was confronting the realities of life after the death of her husband, renowned mountain climber Jim Habrell. After years of searching for answers, Susan Okie Baker has decided to share her story with the world in her compelling memoir, Finding Jim.
We traveled all over the world together, and we did all sorts of rock climbing and ski mountaineering and rafting, and it was really an adventurous lifestyle.
The wilderness has always played an important role in Susan Okie Baker's life. It is where she learned of her strength and her weaknesses, where she created a trusting, intimate bond with her husband, Jim Habrell, the first Canadian to summit K2.
Felt my weaknesses, my vulnerabilities, and that I think helped me to open my heart and to create a relationship with him that was with my whole heart, not just the strong parts of me.
Those feelings would become much more evident in 1999, just 2 years after their marriage, when Habrell was killed in an avalanche in Alaska. That is when Okie Baker was forced to start all over again.
So I went on a big journey after that and tried to initially, I think, find him. When he was killed, everything fell away.
She took solace in the outdoors. Retracing their steps, she went to the mountainside where Jim was killed, to Kilimanjaro where they had guided the year before, her feet following her heart in search of the truth.
I did feel him when I'd go to those places. I would feel this opening in my chest. I would feel this energy. It was almost like a drug, this feeling of, but then it would come crashing down from it and realize, okay, he's not here, he is dead.
Realizing that life was not what it once was, she began to change her mental map, guiding herself to Europe to do what's good for Sue, and that led her to painting.
When I paint, I feel like I'm really alive. So it's sort of the same as being in the wilderness. I really feel like I'm touching something that's alive, and there's something inside of me that comes alive.
Her paintings encompass a significant journey, the bright eyes of animals from foreign countries to the shadowed mountains where her husband was killed. Her current piece, drafted from a photo, is of the Jim Habrell Memorial Hut, built in the Tantalus Range between Squamish and Whistler.
When I take the time and really see something and paint it, it helps me to make sense of it.
Painting was cathartic, and so was writing. After years of journaling, she decided it was time to do more. She wanted to write a book.
I think that, too, was a way of trying to regain a purpose in life. It felt like life lost meaning, or the meaning that I'd given to it before, and I needed something else.
It wasn't until 5 years after his death, when she met her new husband and had their son Sam, that she felt grounded enough to really dig into her past and share her experience with the world.
I really feel we learn more about each other through our vulnerability than through our strengths. And this was me at my most vulnerable. And I think that shared experience is important. I think there'll be people who read it and it will resonate for them. And if it resonates with one person, that's worth it, I think.
7 years in the making, Finding Jim is a memoir rich with emotion, describing love, loss, hope, and acceptance. A compelling journey meant to be shared. Finding Jim is available at Armchair Books in Whistler Village and online. Well, Whistler Blackcomb has been open for several weeks now, and while Mother Nature isn't exactly doing her best, the conditions are still pretty good. And that's all thanks to the Whistler Blackcomb snowmaking team. They work 24/7 to make sure your conditions are as good as they can get. And we tagged along with them earlier this season to see what happens behind the snow guns. Take a look. It's the most critical ingredient for a successful ski resort, snow. And when Mother Nature can't deliver, the Whistler Blackcomb snowmaking team steps into high gear. I decided to tag along and see how it works.
Hi. Hey, how's it going?
Good, I'm Heather.
I'm Heather as well.
Hi, easy to remember.
Hi, I'm Pat.
Hi, Pat. So you guys are in charge of snowmaking,
That we are.
and I want to learn how it works.
We can take you up and show you that. We'll just get you to throw a helmet on here and we'll head over to the rhinos and we'll head up.
Perfect.
Helmets on, we're ready to go. Rhinos will be our mode of transportation. Buckle up, this could be a wild ride. Snowmaking is not as smooth as it may seem.
There's definitely an enormous amount of science to it. Snow science, atmospheric science, weather models. There's that whole side, and then there's basic experience and learning how to use the wind and the natural environment around you to get the quality that you want.
Working our way up the mountain, the rugged ride is well worth it for the breathtaking view. Our first stop is the heart of the operation.
Wow, so this is it. This is the mechanics of the whole job.
This is Horseman Creek Pump House. We have several pump houses like this dispersed all over both mountains, Whistler and Blackcomb. The pumps here will push 700 gallons per minute of water. So basically, they act as either a pump site to draw water uphill, as well as help push and disperse throughout the mountain to gain the pressure we need in the lines that feed the snow guns. During a production window like this, where it's cold, -8 to -10, very cold, allows us to make a lot of snow. So roughly right now, 4 to 5 million gallons a day per mountain.
The water is pumped out through a main line with hydrants, which runs the length of the hill equipped with snowmaking. Machine-made or otherwise, it's clear as we arrive at the Crystal Zone, winter is here.
So this is it.
Here we are.
I can tell why you like this as your office. It's beautiful.
Picture a football field with 5 feet of snow on it. These snow guns make that amount every few days.
So tell me, how many guns do we have here right now? This is the Crystal Zone.
This is the new Crystal Zone. So in the new Crystal Zone right now, we have roughly 18 guns running.
Both mountains combined, the snowmaking team operates close to 200 snow guns.
The new 30 amp autos in Crystal, they're all automatic. So each of them have their own weather station. And based on settings we program, adjust themselves to make the best quality snow with our help.
Then it all comes down to a mixture of high pressure water and air to create the fluffy white stuff.
So there's an air compressor on each gun, a water feed. Within the interworkings of the gun, it creates crystals and then falls from the sky like natural.
Snow guns working round the clock, they're creating the perfect popping snow, just what Whistler Blackcomb guests will be looking for this winter. Well, the snowmaking team is doing a fantastic job. I agree, a little fresh powder would be pretty sweet right about now. But while you're at home or taking a break from the slopes, why not check out more of our shows? The full show and our individual stories are available online. Just head to youtube.com/Whistler Shaw. Go see the sky, we're your local voice. Coming up,
We get to control the environment, test out our techniques and skills, refine those techniques and skills.
we see how firefighters prepare for any situation.
The following are proud supporters of community programming on Shaw TV.
Hairstyling and color services for Heather Butts are provided by The Loft Salon. TheLoftSalon.com.
Levitt Machinery services all the brands they sell, anywhere in Western Canada. If you have big machines for moving stuff and they have a problem, Levitt can fix it. Need a lift? Stack it, reach it, lift it. Levitt.
1 in 3 Canadians know someone with Alzheimer's disease or another dementia. I'm one of those Canadians. September is World Alzheimer's Month, and the Alzheimer's Society of BC wants you to get involved. Use your creative ideas, your outstanding talents, and your sizzling passions. We make it easy to create a unique fundraising event or join in someone else's. Do anything for Alzheimer's and help support people with dementia, their caregivers, and research for a cure. Let's get started at anythingforalzheimers.ca today.
Welcome back to Go See the Sky. I'm your host, Heather Butts in Whistler Village. Now, our Melanie Leitner has been a helicopter pilot and a lunch lady, but this has got to be one of the toughest jobs yet, a daycare worker in Coquitlam. Let's have a look.
Sprott Shaw College's Higher Learning is brought to you by Sprott Shaw College, found online at sprottshaw.com.
Kids are funny, carefree, and always bursting with energy. Today, I test my love and my patience when I spend the day with some tiny tots. Oh! Thank you.
Melanie's the new kid on the block today at Kids Cottage in Coquitlam.
My name's Jeff Punter, and I've been a daycare worker for 6 years. With kids, it's so simple. They'll tell you how it is. They're very honest. It's almost like overload with on the brain when you first come in here because there's so many things you have to do.
Her first task, circle time.
Melanie is going to read a book. She's going to read it for circle time. The story should be fairly easy for Melanie. However, it's getting the kids' attention.
What's my name?
Melody.
Melody? That's close. Can everyone see?
No.
No? Okay. Can you move back a little bit? Now can you see? Is that okay? Okay. As she took off her raincoat, out from behind the doghouse came the... I love Robert Munch. So Mud Puddle is one of my favorite books, which made it easier. What I loved is the kids were so enthusiastic. They would yell Mud Puddle, which is awesome.
Hey, Mud Puddle!
Melonie's doing pretty well. She's nice and loud and clear, and she's interacting with the kids. She probably just needs to bring to the kids' attention, stop the story, and just say, hey, can everybody find a letter behind a yellow line? And then we can all see the story.
The disciplining part, they're so cute. I couldn't get them in trouble. That was a downfall.
So she's gonna be doing a match game with the kids.
Match game? Yeah. They were not gonna listen to me. Oh, no. I lost control at that point. You're already playing. Okay, everyone back behind the yellow line, please. Okay, we'll find an umbrella. Hold on. I was given a stack of umbrellas. I did not write their names on them. Poor little Antonio didn't have an umbrella. I'm so sorry. I was doing so well.
So we had a crying child, and Melanie was a little confused with what to do. So, hey, that's part of the job.
Easy on the paper towel there.
Transitions, that's the word. That's the difficult thing about this job.
Getting the kids from the bathroom to get from inside to outside to put their coats on, that is a whole nother job, okay? Hi. Oh, wrong foot. Where's your suit thing? Is this all you have? They're having a panic attack. I'm having a panic attack. I don't know whose is what. Oscar, you didn't tell me you had another layer. Yeah, it's funny, right? One down, about 15 to go. Here we go, outside time. How do they still have so much energy?
She managed to get the kids outside and onto the playground. But all kidding aside, could she make it as a daycare employee?
So, how'd I do? Would you hire me or would you fire me?
Let's ask the kids.
You're hired! They must like me.
I think they do. Congratulations. I think you got the job.
That doesn't mean you're leaving, though. You have to help me with
okay. No problem. It's very important they have a good relationship and trust the teacher.
I have a true respect for this profession, and I had a really good time here. But I'm not doing this again for a long time.
Sprott Shaw College's higher learning is brought to you by Sprott Shaw College. Found online at sprottshaw.com.
Well, I do love children, but that is a few too many in one room. So Melanie, I give you all the credit in the world for that one. It's time now to take a little road trip. We're heading to Pitt Meadows to discover a land of bees, honey, and organic blueberries at Honeyland Canada Farm.
Quality Assured Collision's road trip is brought to you by Quality Assured Collision. Found online at qacollision.ca.
When I was young, I ran around in the back and there was this beehive and I threw a rock at it because I was a kid and I got swarmed by bees. There was at least 20 like all around me.
An experience that might leave some terrified of bees for life, but for Richard Lynn, it was the exact opposite. Since then, he acquired an interest in bees, which comes in handy at his parents' Honeyland Canada farm in Pitt Meadows.
That fear of knowing that bees can sting is where all our fear from bees originate from, but bees are actually quite peaceful. They basically work themselves to death.
Dr. B Jr., as he's known, is following in his father's footsteps. His dad, Ron Lynn, came to Canada with his mom, Joanna, in 1989 to pursue studies in bee science and accounting. But they started a few hives to make honey for the family.
My parents come here, visit us, and at that time my mom just breast cancer finished his treatment, and she's very weak. So we're starting 16 hives to keep the bees and produce some royal jelly for her.
And that blossomed into a business which opened in 1994.
We have 4 acres of organic blueberries in the back, and we also have around 1,600 hives. And from those hives, we were able to get like various products like pollen, propolis, honey, obviously, and royal jelly. And those are the main ingredients for many of our products.
Dr. B Sr. is so passionate about beekeeping that he started giving tours and workshops at the family farm. And 17-year-old Richard is starting to get more involved in that process.
The seminars are mainly just to inform people as to what the products that we provide actually do and what are their health benefits. But beekeeping courses is basically to make more beekeepers in the area. He's trying to teach more people how to do beekeeping properly and basically instill it into our culture, because as we know, bees are extremely helpful to our crops.
And in addition to their country store which sells their products, they even help you make your own candlesticks.
So we sell bulk beeswax, so if you want to put it into your own molds and make your own shapes, and you can add your own essential oils to make it smell like whatever you like.
That's great. How long does a candle like this last?
That one will last for about 6 hours.
Wow, that's a long time for one candle. That's pretty good.
Some people will come in just wanting honey and they walk out with things that they didn't know existed that could help them. So a lot of people come in and they'll just mention, oh, allergies are terrible, and I'll go, I can fix that.
Pitt Meadows is a perfect spot for us because the scenery is great, there's dikes and everything, and it gives a natural feel, and that's what we're looking for. We want to be natural and healthy, so Pitt Meadows as a city represents that image for us very well.
Richard is planning to keep the tradition of honey in his family alive by taking care of the business when his dad can no longer do so. But in the meantime, he's looking forward to university. In Pitt Meadows, I'm Junia Tosi for Quality Assured Collision Road Trip.
Quality Assured Collision's road trip has been brought to you by Quality Assured Collision. Found online at qacollision.ca.
Well, thanks so much for joining us on this episode of Go Sea to Sky. We are your local voice. If you'd like to get in touch with us, maybe you have an idea of something that we should cover in the Sea to Sky corridor, we'd love to hear from you. You can get in touch with us at facebook.com/Go Sea to Sky. Later in the show,
it's a couple of ways of looking at life maybe a little bit differently to the conventional way that we would look at things.
Simple, eco-friendly ideas for a radiant lifestyle.
The following are proud supporters of community programming on Shaw TV.
Heather Butt's wardrobe is fitted by Peak Performance. PeakPerformance.com.
Whether you're pursuing a television career or looking for a new leisure activity, we invite you to join the Shaw TV Volunteer Program. You can gain valuable hands-on experience and acquire skills ranging from camera to floor directing. We're looking for high school or college students or adults who are eager to learn. Shaw TV is currently accepting volunteer applications. Contact us today.
We're there to bring it home. Shaw TV, your local voice.
Retirement Concepts Weather Report on Shaw TV takes you from around the world to across the country to your own backyard. Retirement Concepts Weather Report on Shaw TV gives you the inside information on the outside world daily on Shaw TV.
Welcome back to Go See the Sky. I'm your host, Heather Butts, in Whistler's Olympic Plaza. More than 80 men and women are proud to say they are members of Whistler Fire Rescue Service. And training is a big part of that job, but they can't always do it here on home turf. So this fall, the Whistler Fire Rescue Service teamed up with Squamish for some intense training. Heading straight into a burning building, this crew of brave firefighters know exactly what needs to be done. Get everyone out safely, then put out the blaze. Luckily, this fire is part of a routine training session.
So now we're going to do a real scenario. We're going to make the fire get nice and hot.
Obviously, when the game is happening, when you're actually going to a fire, you want to make sure that all your equipment's working right and you know how everything is working, and so it's just good to practice.
Training for firefighters is crucial. The skills and techniques used need to be so deeply ingrained they are automatic when the situation arises.
It's got to be second nature, because if we don't, then it slows things down, it slows the response. And if there's people in the building, you want to get the hot smoke and gas out quickly so you can rescue the people. And if there's not, you still want to, stop any property damage.
Crews with Whistler Fire Rescue Service train every week, but this special scenario at the Squamish Fire Training Facility happens just once a year. Here, crews are able to practice different attack and ventilation techniques.
We get to control the environment, test out our techniques and skills, refine those techniques and skills, and also see true fire behavior, so we have more experience when it comes to the real thing.
Stoking the fire with wood, there's no doubt it's a real blaze waiting for them inside the building.
This environment allows us to reignite a fire, make it even hotter, do a basement attack, do a first-in attack. There's just all kinds of things that we can do, and do many evolutions, which we couldn't do anywhere else. So it's really important for us.
This training facility allows crews to see firsthand how flames react to different environments and how hot 600 degrees really is.
At the base of the fire, it's about 350 degrees. Over the fire is about 650 degrees.
Having confidence in your equipment and your team is an important part of this training session, not only for the Whistler crew, but for their neighboring communities.
We have a great mutual aid policy with not only Squamish but also Pemberton. We help each other out in times of needing extra personnel or equipment. It's very important because we're all volunteer departments on the most part, and sometimes it's effective to work together and know each other's capabilities should a large emergency arise.
Then I'm going to get Ethan to crack the window from the outside to see what the introduction of air does.
Whistler Fire Rescue Service has 24 full-time paid firefighters. The other 60 are volunteers, all who receive the same amount of quality training so they are prepared for any situation. They do it not to be considered heroes, but to serve a community they love.
Once you're involved in it, it's a tremendous feeling of satisfaction to be involved in something that helps the community and helps ourselves. And it's our house, it's our homes, it's everything. It's our children.
The mountains are where many people find inspiration. Some push the limits while others share their talents. And that's exactly what Joanna Runciman has done in her new book, The Radiant Woman's Handbook. Here, she shares her knowledge of eco-friendly, cost-effective products with the world. Here's a glimpse of a few simple ideas. The Radiant Woman's Handbook by Joanna Runciman, a sensible, positive solutions for reducing toxins and loving your body. It's a guidance book, but not necessarily self-help.
Exactly. It's a couple of ways of looking at life maybe a little bit differently to the conventional way that we would look at things. So reducing what you're using in your home, reading ingredients labels, and being gentle on yourself as a woman.
And I love that this book says that you can be radiant, and this book will help you be radiant, but you don't need a $150 bottle of face cream.
I don't think you do. I think we can be very simply looking after ourselves with edible ingredients like jojoba oil, making raspberry face masks. It's very, very simple.
So your book spans from edible ingredients to making products for the home, and today we are going to be making an all-purpose cleaner. So tell us how to do that.
A little bit of Castile soap, which you can wash your hands with or you can clean the floor with. This has lasted me about a year, so it's very economical. And a little bit of baking soda. Pop that in. Handy chopstick.
A chopstick, okay, make it go down. Now, this soap is your typical all-natural basic soap, but because we're turning it into a cleaner, we add a little bit of baking soda.
Yep, the baking soda is an alkaline. It's also quite abrasive, so it's perfect if you want to clean a dirty oven. A lot of oven cleaners can be quite caustic, and I think we need to, certainly in winter here in BC, use ingredients that aren't going to harm us in any way, because of course all our windows are closed most of the time. So we want something that we can breathe in, and then we add just a little bit of glycerin. And glycerin, as you know, coughs and colds and things like that. So we're truly edible ingredients.
So 3 basic ingredients, that's it.
And then you shake it up, and that is your all-purpose cleaner.
Reusable bottle, put it in any type of squirt bottle.
Yep, you could use an old washing up liquid bottle. This one I like because it's got a little squirt top.
And this all-purpose cleaner you can use for anything, but in particular you sort of use it on your dishes.
I use it if I've got burnt on grease onto a pan, like maybe I've roasted a chicken or something, and it's all, it's going to take a lot of scrubbing.
Mugs with coffee stains.
Exactly, yeah. Leave it on there, put a little bit in the mug, put hot water in, leave it for half an hour, use a cloth and just wipe it off, because the abrasive nature of the baking soda will clean your cup.
And from things, cleaning your house products, all that type of stuff, you have things, beauty products as well.
I do. There's a couple of recipes in the book. This one in particular is a nail oil, which is jojoba oil and lemon essential oil, which you're welcome to try on your nails if you like. I've just put it in a little roller bottle, and I can have it in my handbag, and it's great for the cuticles this time of year when they get terribly tempting to scratch, when they get dry. Moisturising our hands with edible oils is really important, because what we use on our skin, we do absorb a small amount of, so I'm really keen that we use edible ingredients.
Why use edible ingredients, natural products? Why do it yourself? You have several different recipes. Why do it yourself?
It's a lot cheaper. It's also, you know exactly what's going in. The claims on a label can often be very different to the ingredients on the other side. So if I make it myself, I know what's going into my cleaning products, my household products, and my skincare.
And as it says on the back of the book, an inspiring book that can help to move women forward into their goodness and greatness. Thanks for helping us.
Thank you.
The Radiant Woman's Handbook is available at Armchair Books and Quantum Vitamins in Whistler. Well, that does it for this episode of Go See the Sky. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.